are you doing today?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, great.
Good.
Wait, did we start?
Yeah, we're starting. You know, I just thought we could, before we get into vaccines, we could try to have some small talk.
Yeah, I love small talk. What a controversial topic small talk is.
Is it?
Yeah, I actually hate small talk.
Right.
It's horrible. And I
Right.
think that the people that like small talk are idiots.
I've heard that small talk is it's like to smooth social interactions because you do kind of, it's like a warm up. You get a read on each other through the weather before delving into
Something.
deeper stuff.
I think I don't like small talk when it's like at a party, you know?
Yeah.
When you're just
why are we doing this?
let's just get into the good stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
When I worked at Trader Joe's, and when I was on the register, just seeing customer after customer, it was always fun. I would read the person and see whether or not to engage in small talk. Because with some of them, it was like, let's start with what you got going on this weekend, you know.
Yeah.
But with others of them, I would just be like, so do you believe in free will? Like, you could always tell.
I would like that so much more.
Yeah, I missed working at Trader Joe's.
Do you? My old roommate used to work at Trader Joe's too. He really liked it.
Yeah, especially when I worked at the one in New York. The customers were so interesting. Then when I worked in Boston, it was like, well, this is not as fun.
Because they're just all racist.
No, it was just like, where, especially the location I was at, everybody was a consultant. Everybody was a consultant. It was like consultants, Berklee College of Music students who, what type of music? Oh, internal shoegaze, rap funk or whatever. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I majored in that for a day.
Dropped it.
And then I was like, can it be external? And they were like, no. And I was like, all right.
This is purist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pure art form.
The Trader Joe's here, I think that it's all just tech people that come in.
Well, I was just at the one around the corner, the Bee Caves one, and I think it's WASPs.
Yeah, waspy
but maybe
techie.
their husbands are tech people.
100%. I would say so.
Yeah, so I might not be as happy with that.
No.
I think nothing will match the magic of the Trader Joe's New York experience.
Yeah, because New York is just so eclectic anyway.
Yeah, people, it would be like, what do you do for a living? They'd be like, I'm a feng shui artist for celebrities. Okay, great. Let's talk about that.
Dude, I have friends that walk dogs for celebrities and get paid so much money, and like they just walk around their apartments and look at their shit all
Dream
the time.
job.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah, let's quit comedy and just become dog walkers for this.
I think you have to do one and the other.
Yeah, you're right. That's how we get those gigs.
Yeah.
Comedy is really just to get us into the dog walking
business.
You heard it here. If you want to hire me, if you are rich and you don't even have to be a celebrity. You just need to be rich enough. I will treat your dog like the little prince or princess it is, or non-binary figure.
100%.
Whatever it identifies as in your mind, I will treat it as.
I'll cook for it.
Oh, I would love to that if I was cooking for a dog. Yes.
It'd be easy. It'd be really easy.
Yeah.
Because they don't complain. They eat pretty much everything.
Well, some of them have gotten so spoiled, they really...
Oh.
That would be funny if you were dealing with a spoiled dog.
You take that one.
Yeah, you take that out on your own dog at home. But, no, wait, nothing.
Okay. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. I'm kidding. Don't worry, my dogs are all dead, so... This is how I'm dealing with
My
it.
dog just died too. Well,
Really?
a few months ago. Yeah.
mine
Did your
died a couple
dog die?
months
Oh,
ago.
yeah. It's brutal.
It's really bad, yeah.
Have you heard about people that clone their dogs?
We almost got ours stuffed.
That's
I
different.
texted a guy. I know, but I would love to have cloned him. Yeah.
Okay, but like, what about just adopting a different dog instead of making an identical replica?
Cooper was a 4-pound Chihuahua because he was the runt of the litter. It's really hard to get that
To find a 4-pound Chihuahua?
that is actually good, like, because a lot of times they exist, but like they've been bred that way from 2 runts, so then they have health issues. They're always like, you know. Cooper had a good personality.
I don't like the Chihuahuas with their tongues out of their mouth.
Oh, and their owners love it, and they won't stop. You know, they're just so in love with their stupid dogs. But Cooper was a perfect, like, actually really
I think
cute
I've
little
held
dog.
him before, in all
Yeah.
honesty. Yeah, he was super cute. I'm sorry.
Good. You could hold him upside down. You could.
I tried to pull his tongue out of his mouth to hang it.
Yeah,
and
you tried to.
he wouldn't let me.
Yeah, no, he's not that kind. I mean, sometimes he would be like a little limp-tongued, but in a really cute way.
Like the owners would say.
Well, yeah, but he was actually cute.
Yeah.
There's no.
Like the owners.
No. I know the difference because I was really worried because he was a girlfriend's dog, and so originally, and I didn't meet him for a while because he was living back in California for a bit when we started dating, and so it was like she was like, "No, I have this Chihuahua. No, I know Chihuahuas suck. I know everyone, whatever, but this is different. This is different." So I was a little nervous. I was like, "What if I hated him?"
Chihuahuas are like the biggest biters.
Yeah, and see, he didn't bite.
No bites?
No bites.
That's
and he
good.
didn't yip that much. I mean, he was, he would bark a little bit every now and then at certain things, but like really not very yippy at all. He was a really, really good dog.
I'm sorry you lost your dog.
I'm sorry about yours too.
Don't clone it though.
No, it's too late anyway, and
Like we already did.
yeah, there's 19 of him
Nice.
in the works. Yeah, no, but all right, let's do vaccines then. So you have a hot take on vaccines?
Kinda. I don't know. I think okay. Well, I have the COVID vaccine specifically.
Yes.
All the other vaccines I think we kind of need, but like the updates and the updates
The
and the
boosters.
updates on these, I don't know. I don't think we need them anymore. I've had like 3 or 4 and I haven't really noticed. I've had COVID twice.
Yeah.
Once I got before the vax and once I got after.
You'd had one vax and still got it?
I got it before I was vaxxed at all. I got it before COVID was COVID, I think. And then I got it like after I was fully vaxxed. And I mean, maybe it was less severe, but I feel like now it's just kind of, I don't even think people are like testing themselves for it anymore when they get sick.
Yeah. All right, real quick, I forgot. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Amy Shanker. And that's the end of our podcast.
We did it. A comedian, anything else you want to throw
Oh,
out?
I'm a comic. I'm based out of New York, and I just recorded an album called Miss Teacher Lady, and it'll be out soon.
Okay.
Yes.
We can also do that at the end, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So okay, yeah. So you hadn't gotten boosted yet when you got COVID a second time.
I don't know. Well, how many boosters have there been?
I thought it was like an endless amount. You could just keep going every 6 months or something.
No, I thought that they were boosting it for different strains coming.
I don't know because I'll tell you, I haven't gotten any boosters.
No boosters.
No boosters.
Have you gotten COVID?
I got COVID in, I think, August of 2021. Yeah. Right when I got back from van life, pretty much. It's at some point after that. Got COVID, and then I got vaccinated with the J&J, which I did because I had to, because I wanted to do comedy festivals.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do one where I didn't have to keep getting boosted. That was the whole plan. Was
Okay.
and also it didn't do the mRNA thing. I mean, I was like, honestly, there's a part I probably would have just gone with the flow, but a lot of people in my life weren't getting vaccinated, didn't want to, and so I was kind of just, as per usual, I was planning things straight down the middle as possible. It was
Yeah.
the least amount of vaccinated I could be.
I get that. I feel like Texas doesn't, because living in New York and spending time in Texas, it's like a very different vibe.
Right.
Well, New York City, a different vibe from here, because people will say here, like, I don't believe in COVID. And it's
Right.
like, well, I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
believe in it.
real.
It's there, but like, maybe I don't believe that I need a vaccination for it
Right.
would be the better.
Right way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah. And in New York, like, we were just watching everyone die on the streets. And so we're like,
Right.
this is bad.
Yeah.
Like,
and
really
I think,
bad.
And it's also like, yeah, when you're in a much more population dense place and places where you're not going to be as out of doors, you're not going to be as able to spread out, it just makes more sense. It's just a cost benefit analysis. So for me, as a relatively young person, as a quite healthy person, as someone in Texas, I just felt like I don't need a bunch of vaccines.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten, I got COVID, I got the J&J, and I had to get vaccinated way too early. You're supposed to wait between getting COVID and getting the vaccine, but I couldn't because I wanted to do limestone.
Yeah.
So I just was like, I literally was like 2 days after I was recovered from COVID. I was like, I just lied about. Oh, I lied. Yeah, I just lied, and I mean, it's probably. I don't know if that's better than just faking a vaccination card, But I got vaccinated.
I think it's better because one is like super illegal,
right?
And the other one's just a little.
The other was just fucking with my health,
right?
Yeah,
right.
So that's why I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm like, I'm just taking the consequences of this on myself.
We had like trucks in parks in New York and stuff, like just testing people all the time.
Yeah.
You could just walk up to a truck, get tested and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the longer this goes on, the more like the less severe the symptoms are, but the more people are still like they're still pushing all the boosters, and I just don't think it's maybe necessary anymore.
It doesn't seem like. I mean, for one, again, I haven't gotten boosted. I've just got the J&J. I've never gotten COVID again. And I have been in every situation of packed in people in comedy clubs and dancing and everything in Texas where no one's masked and half the people probably aren't vaccinated. And
for sure.
That's what I'm like, at this point, I was just thinking about this like last night, looking around at these shows and, everything. Because it's like you'll see 2 people out of 150 wearing a mask or something. And you're like, at this point, if this many of us are packed in all the time with each other,
probably all right.
And yet, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem, if it were a problem for people not to be wearing masks, if it were a problem, if the COVID, like, especially now that all these new strains should be spreading like wildfire, right? Shouldn't they be really spreadable?
Like the flu does every year.
Right. So.
But do you get the flu vax?
I got it this year.
Me too. Well, I get the flu like massively if I don't get vaxxed every year for it, which is weird because. Well, maybe it's not weird. I don't know. COVID is like, I think it's just different. Yeah. It's more like a cold, I feel like.
It's more like a cold. Yeah, I feel like at this point, it just seems like, I mean, and maybe we're wrong, but are people still dying, or is it just so?
People are still dying. It just upticked it like a month ago.
Did it?
Yeah. I think people just stopped caring.
Yeah.
About hearing about it because,
well, people die of a lot of things too.
Right. And it's not killing as many people, obviously, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe I wish it could just kill like the people that are running Twitter right now.
Yeah. You mean Elon Musk and everyone he hasn't fired?
Just the people that like are so happy about that. I don't get it.
Oh yeah. Well, we can take a Twitter detour too.
Oh, we
That's
can
fun.
detour.
You have strong feelings about Twitter? Because I more or less stopped using it long enough.
I don't use it as much anymore. That's for sure. And I've noticed that my following is going down because people are quitting.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating because you're like, how do I get my shows out?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of people are quitting it, and then it's just going to become like an incel base.
Right. Well,
it's going to be the new Reddit.
Yeah.
Just shorter comments.
Shorter, even worse than Reddit, because you have to talk in really short things. I mean, that's fine with me because I was already tired of using it. So if it becomes less relevant, then.
Did you see Kanye came back yesterday?
No. What's he up to?
His first tweet said, "Shalom."
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was like, fuck you. With a smiley face. He's a real schmuck.
Or?
Yeah, I mean, that was very much a goat, I would assume.
Yeah.
Like, I just, like, if I hadn't lost all of my respect for him already, that would have, like, just definitely sent me over.
What if he learns Hebrew? What if he speaks only in Yiddish from now on?
Well, Yiddish is Russian and Hebrew and German.
Well,
so that's a hard one. And then, but if he learned Hebrew, I would say he'd probably like use it for evil.
Yeah. It'd be entertaining.
He's a real schmuck.
What if he converts to Judaism?
If he converts to Judaism, I don't know that any rabbi would actually go through that process with him right now. Maybe.
There's got to be some fans.
A rabbi that's like a huge Kanye fan.
This is a big world.
I guess we could see.
Is that all he said though? Just shalom, happy face?
Yeah, I stopped
That's-
looking after
That's
that.
very trolly.
And then everybody got in a fight,
yeah,
like under that thing,
that's
you know?
he knew what he was doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, I don't know. I don't know. When you have that much money and power and that's what you want to do with it, it's like, just go disappear. Do something more productive.
Were you ever a fan of his music? Particularly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Chicago. He's, forever, and he's huge there.
Yeah.
Because he's from there, and I like his music. I think he has great music, but I did delete all his shit off of my iTunes. Yeah,
You still use iTunes? That's what I'm.
I
hearing.
use iTunes. What do you use?
Spotify. Yeah. I used
Everyone
to use,
uses Spotify.
I used to use iTunes Music for a long time, but like something happened to the app where it stopped working properly for me.
Really? Should I
couldn't stand it.
switch?
I like Spotify better.
Why?
I feel like it's just easier because you can find it. You don't have to pay for anything. I don't know. I feel like the algorithms are a little bit better for making playlists and things.
Oh, okay. You make playlists?
Making playlists and radio stations. Yeah, I make a lot of playlists.
Really? I've never made a playlist.
Really?
Not
I have
once.
like probably 130 playlists.
The closest I've come to making a playlist is when I would like tape off of the radio when I was like
Oh, a kid. Yeah.
5, 6, 7 years old.
Oh, the tapes. Yeah.
And
those
just
days.
record. You would just listen for your song to come on and then press record.
Yep. Oh yeah, I made lots of tapes. Oh, it was very important before a family road trip was coming up. We spent just days preparing our tapes.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't do that on family road trips. We would all pick songs, but like one at a time,
Yeah.
or it would be a fight.
I'm talking about if we had like a Walkman or something to listen.
Yeah, but the Walkman had the shittiest headphones. They would just like sit like this big, like little things, and then everyone hears the music.
Oh yeah, it was an awful time, I guess. Yeah.
It was horrible.
Family road trips were the worst for
I
us.
like the road trips. I did not like the headphones.
Well, we did not have fun as a family road. My mom's version of like, let's stop and get food would be either she had already packed shitty store bagels and cream cheese that we would eat on the side of the road, or we would go to McDonald's, but she would have a coupon for one large fry, and then she would have sandwiches already for us, and we would split a large fry between the 7 of us and get, you know what I mean? It was
7 of you?
It was not, yeah. We did not have a lot of fun on these road trips.
Have you heard that Mulaney joke where he talks about his dad, their road trip, and they like see a McDonald's and they're all cheering for McDonald's, and then his dad pulls over to McDonald's. He's like, 1 black coffee, and the kids are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that sounds about like my mom, other than wouldn't be the cop, but yeah, and because she would get nice things for herself sometimes, but for us kids, it would, yeah.
Wait, do you guys still talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just in Houston and visiting my sister, and she sent me a bag of. She goes to this store called Black Friday, and what it is they get their inventory on Thursdays, so they're closed, and then on Fridays everything is $7, and then on Saturdays everything is $6, and then on Sundays everything is $4, and on Mondays everything is $2. On Wednesdays, everything is $1, or on whatever it is, the last day, Wednesdays is 50 cents.
Oh, wow.
And so my mom will get stuff from there, and then she's like so happy about these deals that she finds. And so she'll like give me some stuff, which is very nice for her. She'll give me protein bars and stuff. They're all expired by a couple of months.
I thought it was clothes. It's food.
There's clothes there too. There's some clothes. There's, they mostly have iPhone cases and masks, but there's other stuff. You dig around.
What? So she goes on what day?
She goes on the 50-cent day. She's never seen the $7 day. There's probably good stuff on the $7 day. You know, they probably put electronics.
So the only things left are the
like
iPhone cases
and expired bars and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Did you eat them?
I actually have been eating them. They're okay.
I don't think that the expiration dates are real.
Not too real, but there's a taste. Like I know the difference between a kind bar and an expired kind bar.
And a mean bar, yeah. That's Well, how long do you let meat go after its expiration date?
Meat,
You don't eat meat.
No, I eat meat. But,
You don't look like you eat meat.
okay, I do eat meat, but I'm wearier of expired meat.
Okay.
A soy protein isolate, I'll eat expired, but
Really?
meat,
I wouldn't eat that unexpired.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like a protein bar.
Okay.
I've always loved a protein bar.
I hate protein bars so much.
It's something that brings me joy.
It depresses me to see them even
Yeah.
in the aisles of grocery stores. I lived in a tent for like 3 months in college, and I would take kids hiking all over the place, and we like existed on protein bars and never again.
I mean, I don't like the ones that are like full of fake weird stuff and like those like kind of bars. Those are gross and they're chalky and hard and whatever, and they taste fake. But like a Cliff Bar, you know.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
a Cliff Bar.
Yeah, hate Cliff Bars.
An RX bar. Oh.
Ugh.
I'll pair my coffee in the morning, like a Cliff Bar with my
No,
coffee.
I'll get a juice and a coffee, and then
But the juice and the coffee clash.
no, they don't clash because you don't drink them together.
Okay. Well, see, I'm pairing the Cliff Bar to sweeten my
With
black
the coffee.
coffee. It's to sweeten the black because I don't take anything in my coffee.
Okay.
So you have it's like I would love to have a fresh baked croissant, but on a day that I'm not doing that, a nice Cliff Bar.
Ugh. I think a Cliff Bar has more protein in it than a croissant would, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I don't like croissants either. I'm just gonna be
Fresh
honest.
out of the oven?
No. I don't know. I don't like
There's
them.
your
I
hot
like
take
I
for the
like
day. Forget vaccines. There's the conversation.
croissants. Suck. I like almond croissants.
Yeah.
They're just too flimsy I don't feel like I ate anything.
Yeah, I can feel that. I would just have a second breakfast. That's what I do. I have a second breakfast.
But how many calories do you think are in a croissant?
A lot. 400 something, depending on the croissant.
Because it's just made with butter and
A
flour.
lot of butter.
I like a baguette.
Okay, well that's as bad as a croissant.
But at least it feels like you ate something.
Okay. Let's get back to something we can agree on.
Sorry,
vaccines.
stay away from...
When they were getting the bids for who wanted to have the World Cup, and giving it to Qatar, like everyone knows, it's a corrupt, fucked up country, horrible to women, to gays, to everyone, all these, like it's a really, truly, like awful place in terms of human rights violations and stuff. But they bribed 3 of the FIFA officials. But guess how much they had to bribe the FIFA officials to get them to do it in Qatar,
I'm thinking
where they knew they would be using essentially slave labor.
it's basically, okay, I would say each of them got paid off $10,000.
You think that's enough?
$50,000.
No, they got paid $1 million each, but I don't think that's enough.
$1
I'm shocked by how low that
made me
is.
think it wasn't a lot. And
I think
so
$1 million's
it was like,
not nearly enough to be costing 6,500 the people.
Do they
their
know
lives.
which 3 it was?
I'm not exactly sure. A lot of this is coming from listening to an episode of John Oliver, so you'd have to go do some real research.
Got you. I think, one, I don't even think soccer is a real sport, and
It's real. It's real to a lot of people.
I know people kill each other over it.
But also the joy that people experience. You watch people from literally any other country besides America get whatever is a real win for them, whether it's getting into the World Cup or winning the World Cup or anything in between. Like the joy on those people's faces, I'm like, I don't think I've ever experienced joy to that level.
No, and it's weird that the joy that they experience it has nothing to do with them really, but like I guess
But it's such a
kind of
collective
does.
experience because you just feel this sense as a country, because you watch them all, they're in this kind of riotous, experience together where, everyone is like on the same page. There's something so powerful about everyone in a country, everyone in a room, like everyone being on the same page.
Yeah.
About that kind of win.
Yeah, it's called mind control.
Right.
It's like the Colosseum when it was up and running during like the Roman times, they would do all of these fights in there that would be like, let's see what happens if a lion fights a giraffe,
Right.
And they would start doing like 2, 3, 4 a day because the government was just trying to like distract the people from what they were actually doing with the land and the town and their rights and stuff.
And that's what FIFA is.
And that's what FIFA is. Soccer is horrible.
Yeah.
I've never played.
Soccer. I mean, I like women's soccer in America is a nice thing. No one's flipping cars over the women's national
No
team.
one really cares about soccer as much here. I mean, it's just not as big of a thing here, maybe. Right. But because we're bad.
Hey,
at
the
soccer.
women are great. The women are they not? I don't know. They had been great. Are they
and
not?
Now we're bad.
We barely beat Wales yesterday in the men's. The women's team is way better than the men's team.
Okay, yeah.
How many women's soccer teams are there in America?
2, 1? I don't know.
1 or 2.
I don't know how it works.
Name it.
Well, it's the women's national team.
That's what I was gonna call it.
So because it's the national team, I assume there's just one. I think on that level that competes in the World Cuppy stuff. But then they got to play other people?
Right.
I don't
how do you know? Are you like, we'll take Cheryl. She looks strong.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how it works. There's got to be
there has
minor
to be
leagues.
Little leagues.
Yeah, and then
because when I grew up, we had the Comets. That was my soccer team.
Really?
Yeah, and they were
Like
they don't
school?
play
What do
anymore.
you mean?
No, like they were a professional soccer team. Do you guys remember the Comets? They were Kansas City. No, it was men.
Kansas City Comets?
Yeah.
So maybe different cities do have their own teams.
Men's does.
Men's.
MLS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like It's like basketball, where women are there, but no one
knows.
pays attention to them until they get arrested.
Yeah.
And sent to a Russian prison.
Right. Was that a soccer player? Oh, that was a basketball player.
It was a basketball player. Brittany Griner.
Yeah. What, is she still in prison?
Oh, she's completely fucked right now. She's like 10 years or something.
Yeah, they get sentenced
and
her
she
to...
just got sent to like a hard labor camp.
That's crazy.
It's
We
insane.
can't get her out. We're not trying.
They were trying to trade. They were trying to make a trade, and then it just fell through, I think.
Yeah.
Also,
it feels like
how
we
weird
should be
is
able
that?
to. It feels like we
Give
should be able
us
to
our
get
people back.
Yeah, I feel like growing up, I had a sense of America as a place where, like, if you got in trouble in another country, our government would come in and rescue you.
But there's been a few cases where, like in Singapore with that one kid, that guy that like stole a poster or something. He was like, I don't know if I'm confusing two different stories, but one of them was like beaten to death in prison. There were two different instances, but yeah, and they couldn't get him out. It's like,
yeah, our country's not what it used to be, I don't think.
No. When the Native Americans ruled the land.
It's definitely not that. We've lost those days.
Now we're like,
those days are
Thanksgiving.
gone. Yeah. All right, so vaccines. Let's get back.
Yeah, vaccines. Speaking of vaccines, that would have been great for them to have initially when we came over with the smallpox.
Right. They were anti-vaxxers.
Wow, how we tied that together.
Little known fact: the natives were anti-vaxxers, and that's why they died.
That's why, because they didn't like shots.
They were all Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. They were Trumpy.
All Republicans.
They were
all
white
Trumpy.
supremacists. Actually.
I'm wondering how this next election will go.
You mean Trump versus Biden?
Yeah.
2024. I've been looking forward to it for the last couple of years. As soon as the last one ended, I was like, God, I can't wait for the rematch.
One more.
Can't wait to run it back.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again, but 4 years older and more senile.
Yeah, but now you don't remember literally anything on either side. Both of those guys are. Why do we have such old presidents?
And it's getting to because I think even fewer people want Biden to run this time than anyone did in 2020. No one really wanted him to run in 2020. It was just kind of like, I guess this is the responsible choice.
I feel like it was more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like we just wanted that Obama era back.
Yeah, that was the best that you could say was he's getting some of the Obama glow.
Mm-hmm.
But no one really wanted him. I mean, I remember no one even put up Biden signs in their yard until like 2 weeks before the election. No one. I would drive all around the country and there was not a single
Not
Biden.
a lot
Until
of signs.
2 weeks before the election, all of a sudden there were people on bridges being like, Biden, Biden, let's do this. But it was like, they were
Is it like, does he have to run again?
No, he's choosing to like an asshole. I mean, that's
Real
the idea.
schmuck. I don't think he should run.
No, he should not run. He should not run, and everyone knows it.
Neither
But
should Trump.
Neither should Trump. But that's the thing. Like, I think, yeah, it should be, I don't know, Ron DeSantis versus. No, fuck Kamala Harris.
Where's she been?
Can't stand Kamala Harris.
I just
Oh,
wanted to-
okay.
She's gone. She's
Gone because
not,
she's the least popular public figure we've ever had. I mean, her approval rating was like 6% or
yeah,
something.
she's done. I don't even know what she's done.
She has others, so they've been hiding her because, I mean, her maniacal laugh. I mean, it's just like, no, she's even less likable. I'd vote for Biden over Harris. I just can't stand her on like a deep, visceral level. I cannot stand her.
Yeah.
And so it's like they've been hiding her. No one wants her. Everyone knows no one wants her. Everyone, I don't know if Biden really just. I don't understand. It's like, dude, you're so old. You're going to be 82 by the end of the next one.
Well,
Just
how old
quit
is
it.
Trump?
I think-
90?
Which one's older? I thought Biden was older. I
Biden's
think
older?
Biden's 78 and Trump is 77 or something. It's something like that, 76, 77.
And together they could probably make a comprehensive sentence.
Right. Yeah. But so, I mean, I kind of do want to watch that debate. I kind of want to watch the two of them.
There's going to be
senile it out.
they'll be like, what were we talking about?
Right, exactly.
What was the question?
Just to compare the last one, which was at least like entertaining, Trump could, was getting his things in, to this, I just feel like they're both going to be so out of it.
Trump is 76 and Biden is 80.
Oh, he's
wow.
80. Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, there's just like looking at how old was Washington when he was president? Like when you look back at like they all looked old as
38.
shit, right? But they're like, we're 26.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's why we have these dumb wigs so that people in the future will think we were old.
old, and then they'll vote for old people. Like they just didn't live that long. Benjamin Franklin lived a long time. Washington lived a long time.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone else died in their 30s
pretty much.
He was 67
when his last time, or his first.
when he first went into office.
Yeah.
He was
He
67.
was actually pretty old because
Yeah.
and that's why he was like out after 2 terms. He was like, "That's enough. I'm old and
Yeah,
I'm stressed.
and that's
I'm gonna
when
go
they
die
said, yeah,
peacefully."
we've
Yeah.
seen Hamilton. Yeah,
Yeah, I
It's-
haven't actually.
Oh,
I tried to listen to the music. I'm sure I would like it if I really gave it a shot. But there's my hot take. I never got into Hamilton.
yeah, I get it.
And I'm a musical person. I love musicals, but
I used to teach history, and I saw Hamilton with my mom, who had already seen it, and then she was like, "So here's what happens in the second half," like during the break, and I was like, "Why would you tell me?"
That's weird.
What? She's like, "Just so you follow along." I'm like, "I taught this."
Yeah.
It's like, well, can I tell it anyway? Like, no. Anyway,
that's funny. But you liked Hamilton.
I liked it when it came out, and then all the other stuff came out about how we're not supposed to like it, and I was
Oh.
like, ugh.
Oh, I don't even remember that. I just from the beginning, I just thought it was dorky. I just thought it was like, it's just like, okay, we're doing dorky raps about history.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone's pretending that it's like cool in some way.
But a lot of people learn history that way.
And I'm for that. I think for kids, it's great.
Yeah.
I know some kids who really like, and that's really great. It's just like, let's not pretend this is anything but a dorky child musical.
That I agree with. I do agree with that. But music helps people learn
Totally.
really a lot faster than any other mechanism, I think.
It's useful. It's just that there's so many
Mechanism?
Yeah.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dramaturgical option. Okay. I don't know. So I think like everyone was just, it felt emperors not wearing any clothes to me in the beginning, how much everyone was like, we love this so much. It was like the woke kind of like take was, this is the best musical that's ever been. And for someone
Yeah.
who loves musicals, I was like, it's not the best musical. Like it's
Right. Well, I mean, I don't even know that you're qualified to say that
that I'm,
because you haven't seen it.
oh, that I know, but I've listened to the music.
All right.
Right.
What's your favorite musical?
Oh, Les Mis. And then Jekyll and Hyde.
Wait,
the
you like
original
Les
Houston.
Mis, but you didn't like Hamilton.
But I also experienced Les Mis when I was a kid, so maybe that changes things. But Les Mis is
that's
powerful.
about like the French government, right?
Yeah.
And how they.
But all of it's also about all these different people, and like none of these stories are powerful. There's ballads. It's more of it's like I'm not into the dorky rap aspect of Hamilton.
Right.
That's all. And then again, it's
I
like
think
all these,
Hamilton is how I would rap if I were
Right.
to do that.
which is exactly
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think. It was so dorky, and everyone was acting like it was like the best of musicals and the best of rap. And I was like, this is kind of a shitty version of both rap and musicals.
Mm-hmm. You just take half of each.
Yeah.
And put it together.
Right.
That's why his new movie tanked, I believe.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
What
What's
was
it
his
called?
new movie?
In the
Hood, in the street, in the heights. Right.
In the Heights. It went straight to HBO Max. No one even watched it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The musical had its day, and it was really good, and then they tried to make a movie out of it, and it's not great.
Yeah, movies often don't work for musicals. Plus, they have to cut so much down. There's a lot that you're missing, and a live theater audience is going to behave so differently. Like, there's a magic to that.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that.
Which is, I'm sure that if I went and saw Hamilton in person with a good production, that I would be into it.
right.
But trying to just listen to it or trying to watch, I tried to sit down with a kid and watch the movie version of it, and I lost interest very quickly.
It makes sense. Yeah, the movie, I don't think I would want to say. I don't like going to movie theaters also. That's another controversial opinion I think I have.
Oh, really?
But it's not for the movie. I just really don't like putting my head back on the seats.
Okay, because nowadays, like all the movie theaters, you can lounge back and they put your,
Yeah, I just don't know who was there before me.
Oh, you're worried about that?
I just don't. I would like to bring my own chair.
I never think about germs or anything at all. Just doesn't bother me. You could just bring a towel or something. Why don't you just be a towel lady?
No way.
Better to bring your own chair.
Towel lady. I need to buy towels. That was my only goal today, and I still didn't do it.
Yeah, I actually need a towel.
So I can't bring a towel, is what I'm saying.
You don't have any
but
spare towels
No spare towels. I don't have any towels
at
here.
all?
They're in,
New York.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I can't go to the
that's
movies
a rough
here.
lifestyle. You need at least one. I would say
know.
two, ideally.
I know. A hand towel.
Even men usually have two towels.
Yeah.
If they really need them.
Well, they need them for the cum.
Right.
We do.
You have a cum towel and a towel for when you.
I've heard that. Kurt Metzger's bit about it, right?
Oh, does he? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel like that's Kurt Metzger has a bit about because you really don't want to mix up which
Those
towel's
ha-
which.
Well, I think it would be hard to mix up those two towels because one is like
So
stiff as a board.
Right.
The other is a
Exactly.
towel.
Yeah. But yeah, what have you been toweling off with? A t-shirt or?
No, I've just been like air drying,
Air
shaking
drying,
like a
shaking.
dog, and then
Definitely.
put clothes on.
I've definitely had that before where like I'm like staying, on some comics couch somewhere. It's like, it's always a great difference between a girl and a dude. So as a girl, it's like, everything's nice. She's like, here's the towels, here's
Yeah.
your thing. Everything's clean. It's whatever. And as a guy, it's like, oh, we got every video game. There's a bunch of beer in the fridge. There's
Some
weed right
movies.
here. And then you go to take a shower and you're like, there's not a single towel. There's just a pile of dirty clothes.
Do you have
in
hot water? No. No.
Gone
Okay.
dish soap, no shampoo.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like drying myself off with some of my clothes.
Their bath is the toilet.
Yep.
Yeah. Guy comics are interesting as a breed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are quite harmless, but
Oh, for sure.
disgusting.
For sure. But truly, like, I know a lot of comics that instead of like buying an apartment with rooms for every comic, they'll just like put up a sheet
Partition.
as a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
I
gotta
just
save
can't
money.
imagine female comics doing that.
No, we're gonna want a little more privacy usually. A little
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Well, this took a turn.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get back to that.
Just alienate.
Vaccines.
I'm just alienating as many people.
Oh, me with my Hamilton take. I think we both.
Soccer sucks. Hamilton sucks. Male comics are filthy.
This is yeah.
Kanye's gonna love this.
Kanye. Shalom, Kanye.
Shalom to
You
Kanye.
schmuck. What else? Trump, Biden.
Yeah, Kamala Harris sucks. Yeah, I don't think that lost us anybody. There's a few people. I lost a friend making a Kamala Harris joke on Facebook.
How?
And this was back in the still in that election time. This was before she got elected. But I just made this joke where I was like, I hope Kamala Harris comes out as non-binary because I don't want her to become our first female president. And I thought it was a very cute, harmless joke. About identity and also about how no one likes Kamala Harris.
Well, did they get mad at you about the Kamala, or did they get mad at you about the binary?
They said I was being racist and sexist to not like Kamala Harris. Yeah, they weren't making they didn't seem to have a problem with the non-binary aspect of it. They just thought I was being harsh to Kamala Harris, and I'm like, but no one likes her, and it's not even if people like her because she's a different race than me. But even if she's a few different races, but even if people liked her, I still don't like the idea of our first female president happening because an old dude dies. You know what I mean? I want to elect the first female president. So it's like, it's not even just because I don't like her. It's because I don't want her to, you know what I mean? So
I understand that.
Yeah.
The other thing with that is that like, I think it sucks for her to be the first female vice president too, because like, everyone looks at the first of everything and it's like, well, that was horrible. Right. So never again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I know. I didn't want her to be elected at all, but But
Yeah,
Biden said he was going to put a woman in there, and we had to put a woman of some color, and so they picked her. Even though it's like she's like half black, I just found not everybody even knows that she's only half black, and she was like she's half Indian.
Yeah.
And she's from a high caste, and I'm like, this isn't the person of color. You know what I mean? That's not giving you credit. She's a rich career politician, cynical actor. Like that's not. I'm not like, yay, we've got to.
Yeah, her track record is very much like, almost kind of leans.
Right, yeah, she was, because she opportunistically was like going to be tough on crime because that was what was going to get her elected and keep in power. And yeah, I mean, so just.
Well, I think that the left just acquiesces way too much to the right. Like, I think that we just like try to compromise a lot of things, and the right's like, nah, fuck you, and they keep winning.
Yeah,
we gotta just be like, yeah, no, fuck you. Right. We're gonna win too. Are we allowed to curse on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So vaccines, are you just not going to get vaccinated anymore?
I don't know if I'm going to get any more COVID vaccines.
How many have you got? You got 2 or 3 boosts?
I've got like 3. I think I've had at least 4
shots.
I think 4 or 5 shots total. Because I did when you had to do 2, you know.
Oh, because it was 2 at first, and then you do 2 more for the first boost.
Yeah.
And then just 1 more for the next boost, maybe?
No, it's like you get 1, then you wait a few weeks or months, 6 weeks, and get the next one. And then that's the vax. And then the boosters are like 6 months down the road, I think, every 6 months or something.
Which I'm like, I guess, if you feel like it's kind of like getting your flu shot or whatever, just to keep getting vaccinated.
It gives people peace of mind. Like, I see it like that a lot more than I see it at this point, like really making a huge change, It did help, I think, in the beginning, but
it didn't help as much as they said it would. And a lot of places where people weren't getting vaccinated and weren't wearing masks weren't really doing any worse than anybody,
Right. But I also feel like that may be due to like the climate or environment that we're in,
It depends on how spread out you are, how outside you are, exactly. So in Texas and Florida, we're able to be more outside, more spread out because we're larger and warmer.
In New York, I was really relieved to get the vax just because like riding the train every day and you're just like stuck on people,
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of wonder what's going to happen with the next thing that breaks out. If people are going to be even more like divided.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, probably. I just don't. I think it's strange to me how much the liberal side of things, the blue team side of things, were so quickly in the camp of everyone get vaccinated, no questions asked, get vaccinated as much as possible, when we're also the ones who are like usually on the side of like, well, let's think about what we're putting into our bodies. And do we really trust the government? Do we really trust the CDC? Do we really trust pharmaceutical companies on a timeline?
Well, I don't know that if Trump had been president during this, like during like when everyone was getting it, that
Yeah.
it would have been as widespread.
You're saying you think if-
I think a lot less people would have been vaxxed because I don't think he would have made people show like proof of vaccination and stuff like that, like to fly and to do all of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he have. I
Who
don't
had
know who has
control over
control
that?
over
I think
that,
a lot of
guess.
because some of that's on smaller levels, like you know, whoever's running some kind of event is deciding that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know what would have happened with a different under him as president as opposed to Biden. Like for me, I think that liberals tend to be more I don't know, like empathetic to other people's plights. And so I think that that's why they were pushing the vaccine more.
Right. If the idea was this is going to help save other people's lives,
it's more
the
of
way
a
vaccines
for
usually
everyone.
do. But then it was also presented to us, at least in the beginning of the vaccines, that the vaccine would save the person who got vaccinated and keep them from getting COVID. And then eventually it'll make it less bad. But when the idea was this will keep whoever's vaccinated from getting COVID, from dying of COVID, then it was like, well, if they got vaccinated, then what difference does it make if I get vaccinated? Because they're already protected. So if they're protected, then I don't need to protect them. I'm going to make this choice for myself.
Right.
But I'm not sure I want to put this mysterious mRNA stuff in my body.
Right.
So I've always been sympathetic to, and that's part of, it was also like, let me just wait this out. I was doing van life for the first half of 2021. So I was off and like not interacting with people anyway. So I was like, well, I don't need to be vaccinated right now.
That makes sense.
And then when I got back to Austin, it was kind of like, oh, okay, I'm probably going to have to get vaccinated for comedy anyway. And then I got COVID, and then I was like, well, shit.
Man, I felt so strong after I got COVID. I was like, I am invincible. I have all the antibodies.
Well, and those antibodies really, I think, were better than...
I think, for sure.
I think there's studies on that and everything. So then, then it was another thing. And I think people just got stubborn, too, because if... You're lying to us about the masks and the vaccines, and then you want to pretend that our antibodies aren't real from getting COVID,
Right.
and then you want to say you still got to get. Again, I had to get vaccinated when I had COVID, basically.
Yeah.
When I had just gotten over COVID, because that was.
And you were fine, or did it make it like?
No, I mean it seemed fine. It was the J&J, so it was the least real vaccine. So who knows? If I'd gotten Pfizer, maybe that would have been bad.
Nah, because they just give you halfsies.
Yeah, exactly.
Go back for the rest of it.
Yeah, and then there was one time I wasn't able to get into an event because I wasn't boosted. I showed my vaccination card with the J&J.
Really? That's
it was
interesting.
like a trans something event, and that I happened to be walking past in L.A. I think it was in L.A. and.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah, and they were like, they turned me away
For not having a
boost. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I almost was wondering if they were like just not liking the look of me on some level. I don't know why. I don't know.
No, I doubt that. I think that it was very much. LA.
You have to be boosted. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Wow. I didn't. It is different because like a year after you're showing your vaccine card still, and it's like this isn't even in me anymore.
right. Yeah, I mean, each their own. They only
We'd like
wanted
to see your political views.
Yeah, that's how it felt. Well, that's how it felt.
Yeah.
It's so it felt was it didn't. That's their way of screening out the wrong kind of people. Like the safe space kind of people are going to have plenty of boosts on their card. And the fact that I had just one J&J, because it felt very much like the person who turned me away, it was at their discretion. The way that they said it, it felt like they were kind of like, no.
Really?
Yeah. And I was just like, okay. Because and that's how it felt. Like
That's like a person that lives in a safe space, though.
Yeah. And they only want like-minded people at this.
Yeah, I don't like that safe space mentality where it's only like-minded people, because it's like you're just yelling things that it's like getting clapper at a show. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what that kind of event was. It was a trans rah-rah event,
Right.
which is like fine.
I
But
mean,
I wasn't gonna.
that's great for solidarity and stuff like that. But it's like
You're not gonna win
your
anybody
whole
over.
life. Yeah, you're not spreading it. You're like kind of
keeping it amongst themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like the Jews do?
Like
Okay.
the Jews.
So
Yeah, Kanye is not allowed.
he's just hurt. He just wants in.
No,
Yeah.
I've made up my mind.
Okay.
I speak for all of us. Yeah, like the Jews. Yeah, exactly.
The rest of us our feelings are just hurt. We want to be Jews so badly.
Well, look, there's only 2%, and we live a long time. So,
So we need to wait for you to
'Cause
die
we're all
so I can get
vaxxed.
in. Yeah.
yeah.
I really want to convert to Judaism.
Do you for real?
Mhm. I think y'all have the best tribe.
Food? Oh,
And the best food, the Asians.
really good food.
Asians-
Asian people. Well,
Most,
but like
a lot of the Asians.
we all go on Christmas to eat
True.
out at Asian
True. It's
restaurants.
just, again, it's like I like your culture. You got great rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Your ability to sustain community has been the best for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, we're real. We all like to talk to each other. a
Yeah, I
lot.
like it. The
But
networking.
when Jewish people fight, we fight like we're very blunt with each other. But I think that's the best way to argue.
Yes, it's more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that aspect of it. I want to convert to being a secular Jew. It's not fair because I can't be a secular Mormon. I just have
Why
to.
not?
They don't do that. There's not a culture like that.
Well then, you're
Yeah.
fucked.
Well,
I don't
that's
know.
why I have to convert.
Have you talked to a rabbi?
Not yet. 2023, I've said, is when I'm going to work on becoming a Jew.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well, that's coming up.
It's coming up. Do you have?
Are you gonna get bat mitzvahed?
Can I? Is that how it works?
Oh yeah,
Is
you
that
can
what-
still get. Yeah, you would like go through a whole program. Well,
I'll
to
get
convert, you have
circumcised
to
if I
like.
have
Go. My dad does circumcision. He's a
Chop a little off.
pediatrician.
I think I got a little extra.
Yeah.
We'll find some.
Got some folds in there that you could take if you wanted. No. Okay.
Maybe not. I think I need all mine full.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cut that part.
Circumcise that part out if you would.
Yeah, circumcise it. Just that small
Tip.
tip
Okay.
advice.
But your dad does circumcisions.
He does.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think I could do one.
Yeah. Like you've seen enough? Do you watch them?
I've seen a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
He's
in
not one of the ones who
Judaism, like you
choose
go
the-
to a no.
Okay.
No, he's a doctor. No, he's not.
Well,
the,
who are these?
Like,
What are they? Isn't there like it's like one sect of Jews
Like you
who
suck the
where
blood,
the rabbis
yeah.
chew the.
no, they.
What's it
I don't
called?
think they chew
Moil?
it. I think they. Yeah, moil.
Yeah,
I go to a doctor, but
yeah.
yeah,
They don't chew it.
I don't think they chew
They
on it.
suck the blood out.
They like suck like a drop of blood or something. I don't really know. It's real
Is
vampire.
it like a calamari thing where you?
No, it's not because
Fry it
those
up
are
first.
like. It really depends on how you make calamari, I guess.
Yeah,
but-
because I've heard some rumors about calamari.
Oh, that they're baby dicks.
No, that they're cow bungholes.
What?
You've never heard that? It was
I've
like a
never
This
heard
American
that.
Life story once.
You know, that's why they put whole calamaris in with calamari, though, is because you could fake calamari so easily.
calamari.
Cow.
Yeah, because it's just kind of a chewy thing and it's just fried. No one's tasting. No one's
Anything.
tasting that.
Right. Also, like, if you picked up a squid, would you be like, I'm going to eat this? It looks dangerous.
But yeah, so your dad doesn't suck the blood out of
No.
the baby dick pieces. That's
No.
good.
The baby dick
comforting.
pieces.
But then it's like one sect of Jews that does that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're the ones that, like, all the rest of the Jewish people are like, ugh, with these guys.
Yeah, fair.
They're really serious. They don't consider me Jewish, because I'm Reformed. So
Right.
They're like, they don't think I'm like Jewish enough to be Jewish.
How Jewish are you?
I
Because
say,
where's the line between Reformed and secular? Like, are you really like what aspects of it are you?
I don't know. Like I don't go to temple or anything because I feel very strongly that that church and temple, like all those types of like public religion is more for a social life and bragging that you're like a God-fearing person, blah blah blah. When
Yeah,
it's like, I don't
ritual
know. I feel
routine.
like religion is more in you than anything, and
Sure.
so that's what I think about that. But like I don't I've been bat mitzvahed, like I did all of that. And
You eat
and
cheeseburgers?
I do eat cheeseburgers because they don't keep kosher. But my dad kept kosher growing up. But then my mom was like, "I'm not doing.
Yeah.
It's too many dishes," and so, yeah, I don't know. I guess more culturally Jewish is what I would be now. But I don't think it's something that ever like really. It's like just so ingrained in you growing up.
Well, that's the thing. It's like with Mormonism, where it becomes kind of an ethnicity as well. It's like cultural. It's almost ethnic. And so like that's anyway. It sucks because I don't get to kind of keep the good parts of the Mormon upbringing that I would like, that are cultural.
Yeah.
Not to mention the networking. That's it's like I have to give up all the social capital.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine growing up Amish, actually.
Yeah.
And that's like, that to me is like probably the most hardcore.
We have a little Amish nugget in the Austin comedy scene now.
We do?
Ridge Hirschberger.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like just off the compound pretty much.
Yeah.
He's still you gotta hear him talk sometime. He's just
I'd rather.
got his little overalls and he's
Yeah, I've heard
got a
him talk a
haystack
few
in
times.
his, yeah.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, you've seen him then. Okay.
I didn't really like what he was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're raised Amish. You don't know a lot yet about the world.
Yeah.
He's gonna learn, I think.
I don't know.
We'll see. I hope so. But
Maybe.
yeah, I'm glad I wasn't raised Amish. Mormon's better, but Jewish would be even better. So this
Wow.
way,
I think Jewish people are more fun though than Mormon
Yeah.
people.
yeah, agreed. That's the other thing. Well, lame. Not even interesting. No. You get all the guilt and fucked up
Yeah.
shit without
Without the party.
But we still circumcised. That's
That's
the
true.
only thing we have in common with the Jewish community.
No, you have guilt in there. We have
a lot of guilt. Yeah.
Like the moms are just like, whoa.
I feel like they have we have similar outlooks on the vaccine as well. Yeah, but I feel like the Jewish community and the Catholic community were both kind of like a little iffy on the vaccine.
I think that, I don't know. Well, I mean, wasn't it developed in Israel?
They were getting vaxxed like crazy out
I'm
there.
not sure. I know that Catholics they were against it because there were certain vaccines they used like stem cells from fetuses to develop them.
I know about that. Well, that's an interesting one. I didn't hear that in the
I
debates
love a
very
stem
much.
cell.
Yeah, but I don't.
I think
much
it's
as-
fantastic.
As much as I listened to people debating about the vaccines and stuff, that's not something that ever came up. It was like a religious freedom aspect of it, where if you were saying, "Hey, they use dead babies stuff or whatever stem cells are, dead baby
cells.
skin,
Yeah.
is that what it is? Kind of flake off
Yeah.
the dead baby.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, fetus. There's some kind
I think
of.
it's more on a cellular level.
They
but
take the fetuses out and put them in a blender.
yeah,
and
and then
then
you drink
with
it
a
like
syringe.
a protein shake.
Yeah, I think that's what stem cell stuff is.
Yeah.
Protein bar.
There's options. But no one I never heard that like, yeah, some people are saying, oh, as a Catholic, as a good faithful Catholic, these are abortion vaccines or whatever.
Oh, when I was a teacher, we had kids that wouldn't get vaccinated for religious purposes.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. I
And
guess that
and
makes
then they would be like they wouldn't go to doctors, hospitals.
well, if you were a
nothing.
Christian Scientist, you can't get the vaccine because they don't do any medicine.
Right, because science and Christianity.
No, you do Christian Science. Yeah.
What about Scientologists?
I think they do vaccines. They don't care what you do. They just want your money. They don't care what. They're not trying to.
I think
They
Scientologists
want you to stay alive.
Yeah, they need they need you to work for them, I
Yeah.
guess, on a certain level.
Yeah.
Not like Tom Cruise, he's fine, but like the little ones,
Yeah. I think they want their
broke
people
ones, yeah.
vaccinated.
so
But
they
yeah.
can work harder.
Yeah. But yeah, I just hadn't heard that maybe for stem cell reasons in particular, some people wouldn't want to get the vaccine. That's you had Catholics going no.
Yeah, I mean, I personally got vaccinated, but none of my family members did. And that was my mom and dad still go to church sometimes. They used to. I guess the pandemic kind of changed that a little bit. But when they were going, the priest would tell them like, I think it was the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
To not get.
If you were going to get
Yeah,
one,
you
it couldn't
should.
be that one.
Oh, it couldn't be
because
that
it
one,
was.
no.
I mean,
it
I
was
think
developed.
everyone
Oh,
was
so
like,
I got
don't
the
get the
stem cell
Johnson
one.
and Johnson.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't for the blood clots. The Catholics were like, it was the stem cell research.
This is stem cells. Exactly. If you get blood clots, that's on you. But as long as you're not using stem
Dead-
cells.
dead-
Yeah, we
baby
don't care about you
vaccines.
after you're born.
Right. Mhm. Yeah. Well, that's part of it. It's fun to have the Johnson and Johnson. I feel a sense of pride about it.
You should.
I'm tougher than y'all.
I got the real vaccine.
Yeah, exactly. I just tried to get the fakest one I possibly could.
But I can't even remember the other two. What were they? Moderna.
Well, it was Pfizer,
Pfizer.
Moderna, and
I got
J&J
Pfizer.
here.
Yeah.
Pfizer.
Yeah, like an adult.
Right. Yeah.
Just got a B12 shot. That's good enough, right?
I ate a lot of turmeric,
That's good.
garlic, sunshine. Did a lot of that. There was some bone broth.
Bone broth is great for you, honestly. Great
Yeah.
for your bones.
Yeah. Seemed good. I was living on a farm.
There is a really big bone broth kick, though. What that came up at 5 years ago?
Yeah, when I first moved to Austin, that was 2015. I was working at a paleo butter coffee shop that's expanded now, Picnic, which
Paleo butter.
I
coffee shop?
love the stuff. Hate the woman who owns it. So
Ooh, name.
she was a horrible. Naomi. She was a horrible boss. I'll spill the tea. I don't care. We were at the time, it was like 9 of us in the one little trailer, and like she was just a lot in a lot of ways. But then at one point she put a camera up in the trailer, but with sound, so that she could listen to us talking, because she didn't want us to talk about her when she wasn't there. She would listen to us talking all day. But it's like, because she would lie to me about what Randy had said, then she would lie to Randy about what I had said.
Oh my God.
So she had to listen so that we couldn't. We were like, well, I'll just go get a beer after work, I guess, and talk about you, bitch. But anyway.
My principal in one of my schools bugged the office too. She bugged our English office.
Did you know about it?
We found like
That's
probably
illegal.
20 different mics just all over the place,
Jesus
and
Christ.
cameras. Yeah, she had like her whole office set up with like TVs. It was insane.
That's crazy.
And she got fired and arrested for fraud and embezzlement.
Yikes. Well, that's why she had like cameras. She didn't want to, she wanted to make sure no one was. But
Yeah,
anyway, but
crazy.
at Picnic we had bone broth. So I knew it was like a paleo thing. And
Bone
then
broth tastes
it's taken
ugh.
off since then.
It's
Well,
just
it
so-
depends. We had really good bone broth, although I don't think we were cooking it down long enough. It was like, anyway, but we would add, but it's yeah. It's just
I
like, I don't
still
think
see
it
the
had
bones.
extracted. It hadn't extracted everything it was supposed to, I don't think. But we would add ghee or grass-fed butter to it. And then if you add some like butter and some hot sauce to bone broth and
So
whip
make
that
it
up,
just
make
a
it a
different
soup.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real good. But now every there and their mother's bone broth is everywhere. It's a point where you're like, is this bone broth or is this just chicken broth?
soup.
This is just.
Well, what's the benefit?
I think to be bone broth, it's supposed to be simmered for like 24 hours or something instead of just 3 or 8 or something. I think it's something because you get more of the nutrients extracted from the bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in America, our bones are weak
Yeah.
because we don't exercise.
We don't exercise and we don't cook our bones long enough.
And we just eat McDonald's.
Right.
McDonald's has a bone broth shake coming out.
Do they? Mm-hmm. No. Okay. It's a McRib bone broth.
Stem cell bone broth soup for St. Patty's Day. They're going to bring back
The
the
stem cell bone.
flurry. It's
Stem cells might make a good bone broth. Good. All right. Well, we should be wrapping up. Is there anything else we haven't covered about vaccines?
or the upcoming election.
Posters,
I
or
think
the
we
upcoming-
covered. Stay tuned for accurate news from us.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot. I think we did a good job. Look up anything that we say for sure before you go spreading it.
Yeah, we said a lot of things that were wrong.
Especially about soccer, I think.
Yeah.
We definitely bungled soccer.
Sorry, I said I don't like soccer,
It's
It's okay. This is America.
but it's
yeah. I think you mean football.
yeah, yep. Football.
Football. Yeah, I feel like if you're an American and you're gonna call soccer football, you have to say football.
You have to do it with whatever accent is not is it has to be like a European accent, I feel like.
Football.
That
Football.
play football. 'Cause you say football here and it's just like, yes, it's an American sport.
Yeah.
Football.
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 We'll call it football. Yeah.
Football. What a anticlimactic ending.
Well, you can still tell people where to find you. Maybe that'll bring up the climax.
I don't know if I want to. Just gonna
Exclusively on
hate
Twitter,
mail.
right?
You can find me at Kanye West on Twitter or at Amy Shanker. Yeah, that's
One of the
other
two.
one.
Pick one of those.
On everything, all social media, Amy Shanker.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You're the one?
There's only one other, and she lived where I grew up.
Really?
Yeah. Hate her.
And has she ever done anything SEO wise? Is she competing at all?
She's not really competitive with me, but I feel like she does have more followers,
Oh.
but she's like, I think she bought them.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Is she what does she do? Is she like
She like works for, she has just a regular like sales
is
job.
she hot or what's the following?
No.
Oh.
No.
She's not hot and she's got a regular
bought
job.
'em.
She bought them.
Just to one up me.
Probably. She's probably tired of living in your shadow.
Yeah. Other Amy Shanker. That's what I call her.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can boost your numbers. She has more followers than you.
I think
by
so.
how many?
I almost don't even want to look at this point.
Okay. well,
Maybe I should. I'm gonna.
we need to get you some followers so
Okay.
that you can be the Amy Shanker.
I'm just glad I don't have to put the in front of my name for it.
Yeah, thank God. You can, of course, find me at Ellen DeGenderless on Instagram, although my name is Arielle. Some people think I'm Ellen. Like, that's my name.
I thought you were Ellen for a minute.
Yeah, which is fine. I guess it would, make sense.
Okay, well, this just says no accounts found for Amy Shanker. Which
Maybe she killed herself.
Oh, here it is. She has. This is hilarious because her name's Amy Shanker. It's spelled with a few more Y's,
Yeah.
and it says Jesus is the light of the world.
Oh.
Our profiles are very different.
Yeah. Yours, yours says Moses is the light of the world.
Yeah, unless she meant like old Jesus.
Or Jesus. Maybe she's engaged to a man named Jesus.
No, she has a cross
Okay,
on her. It's a cross.
Jesus was the king of the Jews.
true.
Oh boy. She has 1,300 more followers than me.
Oh, that's doable. We can get you up there in a couple of months.
All right.
You're going to get that politically non-binary boost.
Yeah.
And then-
Can't wait for that.
You're gonna get bumped.
I
You're
can't.
going to get that bump. And then
One more follower.
yeah,
It's gonna be
everyone, yeah,
Producer following.
every follow counts. So here we go. And you can follow politically non-binary on Instagram. And at one point, I'm going to start posting.
I wouldn't, based on the last friend you lost.
Well, she's like borderline and she's off her meds or something.
Yeah.
But we haven't spoken since.
Yeah, I doubt you will after she sees this.
Yeah.
I think that's over.
Yeah, I think we're done. All right. Well, thanks, Amy.
Thank
We
you.
solved it.
Yep. We're solved.
Signing out.